Unit 4. AI helps people with voice disorders speak more clearly. 3. Video watching and script reading. And I'm whispering.
Eurus Castermans has a slight stutter.
I'm a light stutterer.
But like many people who stutter when he whispers,
And you hear my whisper.
his speech is fluent and flawless.
Because when you are whispering, you don't use your vocal cords.
This explains why people with severe stutters can reduce their stuttering frequency by as much as 85% while whispering. That amazing fact inspired Castermans to develop Wisp, an AI-assisted voice technology and calling app that can empower people with severe stutters and voice disorders to speak more clearly. One of those people is George Coster, who has vocal cord paralysis.
Since then, I speak like this.
But thanks to Wisp technology, Coster was able to hear his old healthy voice again.
Hello, my name is George Coster. I never had heard my own voice.
Users can choose to personalize their Wisp voice with in-app recordings or use recordings from their past healthy voice.
Oder gesunde Stimme terugorren.
Ruud van Noorden has undergone a total laryngectomy, which is a surgery to remove his voice box. But Wisp's advanced AI technology
Ja, hallo, ik ben Ruud.
breathes life into his voice, allowing him to speak in his old natural voice in time. Users like Van Noorden can also make in-app phone and video calls.
The ideal situation is to have a seamless, conversation with a flow, right? So, without a delay, our big, bold dream would be to have Wisp in each smartphone and laptop worldwide.
Castermans says the technology is designed to transform not just speech, but people's quality of life.
It's remarkable.
Julie Tabo, VOA News.
Nine. Further information. Robots writing letters for humans. Writing by hand is something humans have done for millennia. But as computers took over the job and the typewritten word became the norm, something was lost in the process, namely the charm and personal nature of a handcrafted note or letter. Handwriting robots. Now, like many things once considered too old-fashioned, letter writing is making a comeback in the form of AI-operated robots that can handwrite notes for humans in their own handwriting. Receiving a handwritten note appeals not only to your eyes, but the feel as well, said David Wax, CEO and founder of Handwritten. I think what's old is new again. The Phoenix-based company's main clients are businesses that use handwritten letters and thank you notes created by the company's fleet of robots to create stronger, more personal connections with their customers. And those customers appreciate it, Wax says. A large part of their business is nonprofits, he says, which they help to keep donations flowing. Many nonprofits have trouble turning one-time contributors into annual givers, Wax explains, because the contributors feel unappreciated. So they help those nonprofits reach out in a more meaningful way through handwritten letters. Unit 5. Argentinian's tiny invention changed pizza delivery forever. 3. Video watching and script reading.
This small gadget prevents cheese from sticking to the cardboard lid of the pizza box. It was conceived 50 years ago by this man.
My name is Claudio Daniel Troglia. In 1974, I invented the so-called pizza thingy that is actually called SEPI, which stands for Pizza Separator.
A native of Buenos Aires, Troglia and his family shared a profound love for pizza, but with each purchase came a problem.
In 1974, pizza boxes were not made of corrugated cardboard. They were made of very thin cardboard. So pizza makers would put about 10 to 15 toothpicks on the pizza. But by the time you got home, the toothpicks had toppled over and were embedded in the mozzarella. Sometimes you could be eating the pizza and suddenly get stabbed by a toothpick.
After a bit of thinking, he devised a simple yet ingenious design, a small and lightweight plastic tripod, and the pizza separator was born. Troglia obtained an international patent on his invention 50 years ago, and it became an instant hit. But he says many others began using his design despite his exclusive right to it.
The patent was never respected. I would go to pizzerias with just this gadget, only to discover that the person who sold them the pizza box would also offer my invention. So it was more convenient for the pizza maker to buy everything from the same supplier.
He didn't have the means to pursue legal action in Argentina and other parts of the world, and Troglia says he eventually grew frustrated and allowed the patent to lapse. Troglia's invention eventually made its way to the United States, where later a woman living in New York patented a pizza separator.
Carmela Vitale in 1985 patented it as if it were her own. She submitted the patent with the identical design.
Nowadays, Troglia owns a restaurant. And yes, pizza is on the menu. He marvels at how his modest invention has traversed the globe, even making a cameo at the 2014 Oscars. And while Troglia says he did not profit financially from the patent on his invention, his legacy remains.
The only thing that I have left is the fame.
For Gonzalo Bañez Villar in Buenos Aires, Argentina, Veronica Villafañe, VOA News.
(9) Further information. Cyprus's cheese gets protection from the European Union. The Mediterranean island of Cyprus is now the only country that can sell its famous halloumi cheese in the European Union. Halloumi is a cheese made from goat, sheep, and cow's milk. It is salty, feels like rubber, and is usually cooked, fried, or grilled. Halloumi is very popular in Europe and around the world. Yearly cheese exports are worth at least $267 million. Farmers call the cheese white gold. Because of this popularity, foreign cheesemakers have tried to sell their own cheese using the halloumi name. Cypriots argue that foreign producers' halloumi is inauthentic. By the end of April in 2021, the European Union is recognizing halloumi with its Protected Destination of Origin, PDO. This means only Cypriot producers will be able to market the cheese in Europe under the halloumi name. Cyprus is involved in 80 court cases against foreign producers who call their cheese halloumi. Unit 6. Virtual reality holograms could transform learning arts. 3. Video watching and script reading.
Concert violinist Irina Mureșanu may be playing for a non-existent audience, but not for long. And in a specially outfitted holocamera studio at the University of Maryland, hundreds of 3D cameras are capturing her image and movements to create a lifelike hologram. Her holographic twin can then be placed virtually into any setting so that someone with a virtual reality headset can feel like they are watching her live. In this prototype, Mureșanu, who is also an associate professor of violin at the university, appears to be performing from a famous concert hall in Romania.
My wish was for me, or for my hologram, I should say, to be put on the stage of the Romanian Athenaeum. So we hired a team to film the Athenaeum so that when someone would watch this recording of the Romanian piece, they would see me on the stage of the Athenaeum.
Amitabh Varshni is Dean of the university's College of Computer Mathematical and Natural Sciences.
We believe that virtual and augmented reality experiences, which are immersive in nature, help us recreate the world in a much more precise, accurate way than we would ever with just a desktop monitor with a keyboard and mouse.
Using advanced holographic imagery to allow viewers to virtually walk around the action has applications well beyond music and education. The Holocamera team is developing a prototype for performing arts that it hopes can be expanded into remotely training healthcare professionals in intricate medical procedures, including surgeries. Julie Tabo, VOA News, College Park, Maryland.
Nine. Further information. Is it okay to make a virtual reality hologram of someone who's died? And can it help if you're grieving? 8 years on from Whitney Houston's death, a virtual reality hologram of the singer toured for thousands of fans. But is this hologram disrespectful to her memory? Loose Women panelists Janet Street Porter, Denise Welch, Cyber Khan, and Colleen Nolan discuss. I'm not really bothered about it whether it's disrespectful or not. I just think it's a bit creepy, said Janet. The panel were divided on whether they'd pay money to see the hologram performance. Whether it's worth it for the atmosphere, the crowds, the experience, or whether you'd get more from revisiting her albums and old concerts on YouTube. Denise is of the opinion that if Whitney's family and loved ones agreed to and accepted the idea of the hologram, it's not necessarily disrespectful. Colleen, whose sister died from cancer in 2013, said, "If I got the opportunity to see my sister Bernie again, or feel like I was standing there performing with my sister Bernie, I'd absolutely jump at the chance. So for me, I feel like it's a part of technology I feel is brilliant."